Hey, 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 good afternoon, Dumaguete, Philippines. What can I say? It's another beautiful day. Happy Tuesday, 1:15 in the afternoon, Dumaguete, Philippines. Jeff Johnson, hello, Jeff Johnson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, you know the deal with me. It's time for a walk. What's on the agenda? You know, my daily grind, walking, disciplined in the Philippines, staying disciplined with your exercise. That's me. So I'm bringing everybody and anybody who shows up, wants to hang out for a while on my live stream, bringing the sights and sounds. Yeah, I'm out here on the boulevard, started here. I already did a little walking earlier where I listen to some music and focus on me, but yeah. We're doing a little construction over there. Cold and foggy in Minnesota, yeah. I spoke to my parents this morning. We talked, obviously it was evening for them in Pennsylvania, but we talked this morning. And they said it was cold, but not much snow so far in the winter season for them in Pennsylvania where they're located. But I appreciate you being here, Jeff Johnson. A little breezy, nice breeze here, but breezy enough that it could affect the sound. Maybe you hear wind. But I'm gonna, walk my way through the boulevard here and then make my way through the city. But yeah, it's another beautiful morning day here. No complaints out of me. But I appreciate you being here, Jeff. Hey, Christopher. Welcome, Christopher. Dapper Dizo. Divero, go home. No, I'm not going home. I'm happy here in the Philippines. Divero, whatever, FF Flitch, I can't even say your name. Jasper Johnson, another Johnson says hello. Hello, Jasper. Again, my apologies for the wind, a little bit of nice breeze, feels great here in Dumaguete, Philippines. If you don't remember or you don't know who I am, my name's Michael, living abroad here in the Philippines. I'm from the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania, all but 2 years of my life. And now I'm living abroad here in the Philippines, Dumaguete, and I love it. I love it. Christopher, you could be here too. I don't know I know everybody has different circumstances, so I understand it's not quite that easy depending on your situation, but I wish everybody could come here and at least experience it once. Again, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. Corey says, what part of PA? Born and raised in Altoona, Pennsylvania, but my current address in the States would be Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, central PA. I didn't marry anybody yet, and I don't have a motorcycle shop. Oh, you're in Wilkes-Barre. That's awesome. At night right now, 12:19. So yeah, you're on the East Coast then. I always remember the East Coast time because I'm 13 hours ahead of my family in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's day, Gary Smith. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. From Pennsylvania, 13 hours ahead of you guys. So yeah, it's 1:19 in the afternoon here. 1:19. 9 p.m. where Sam Saldate is at. What country are you in, Gary said? Dumaguete, Philippines. This is a popular place. People come to walk here called the Boulevard. It's like a boardwalk. I can go through here because I'm not going into the city anyway. unless you want to see more of the ocean. Maxwell says, living there forever. I guess forever, I can't say for sure, but for the time being, I'm in the Philippines. And like I said, I'm retired. I love it here. I have no plans to visit the States anytime soon unless something would happen with my mother and father. That would be the only reason I'd go back soon, or unless they just wanted me to come visit because they wanted to see me. But it's expensive to fly back and forth to the States from here. So, and I'm not rich. Let's get that cleared up right away. I'm not rich, so I can't just up and go whenever I want. But I feel like I'm rich here because I'm happy, and very inexpensive happiness here, if that makes sense. Jeff says, do you miss your parents? I miss them, but you know, it's fun. I just talked to them this morning. They call me video chat, FaceTime or whatever, like twice a week. I guess if I didn't have FaceTime, I would probably miss my parents more. But my mother and father are both 85 years old, and I'm glad they're still alive. It's a blessing. But yeah, I'm in Asia. Hello, it's Jazz says, London, England. Yeah, I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. But you sound like you're from the States. Yeah, I'm from United States. It's Jazz. I'm from United States. Hello, Edwin. Sam Soldate. If you ever have time and you're happy, I would consider that rich. Yeah, happiness can't be bought. I went through a lot of temporary happiness in the States, buying materialistic things, and I had happiness temporarily, and then after a week or so, buying whatever, then it's back to the same old, I'm bored again, what can I buy next? Here in the Philippines, I don't have any desire to buy anything other than the basics to keep me, you know, apartment, pay my rent, food, clothing. Do you have other siblings back in the States? Yeah, I have 2 sisters and a brother, both living back in the States. I'm the only one that's over here. Actually, I think I'm the only one that's ever traveled this far from home. Jazz says, oh nice, I love the Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. Yeah, I haven't been to Thailand, Vietnam yet. It's on my list. Doing the walk life again. God bless you, Mike. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Alex says, what do you do for a living? I'm retired. I'm basically, my financial money comes from my pension and my savings. That's it. That's my survival here in the Philippines. And it's more than enough for me to enjoy this. If I was still living in the States, I'd still be working because I could not afford, my pension wouldn't be enough in the U.S. Chief, hello, Chief. Wow, my goodness, Chief. Welcome back. Missed you. Hope all is well. I know everybody has things going on in their lives, but I was thinking about you and making sure you're okay. I did send you some messages, but I'm sure you got them. But I don't know what they're doing here. Something outside.
BT-112 to counter B2.
Do you have dual citizenship? No, I don't. No, I don't have dual citizenship. I probably won't ever get dual citizenship unless there's a reason to get it. I'm perfectly fine being here currently on a tourist visa. Have you been to Bali? Nope. I've basically just been in the Philippines other than connecting flights in Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Cebu. That's basically it. Are there any outside dining restaurants? Oh yeah, there's places like, you know, you'll see things as I walk around, Jeff. When are you coming back? No idea. No immediate plans to come back to the States for now. I'm enjoying my life here, making lots of friends. The Philippine people are awesome. And Tita Marie says, what city you at? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Taking you guys into the city now. This is where all the action takes place. Where you'll see you'll think it looks chaotic, but actually I think it's fairly, I don't know, normal. Doesn't bother me. Jay is hanging out with one of her friends, Christopher. My girlfriend is with one of her girlfriends. I don't know what she was doing today. One point she was gonna go visit her mom, and then she said, hey, I'm gonna meet up with one of my girlfriends. So yeah, she does her thing during the day while I do my thing. Making Money says, what is your monthly budget there? Well, I've never done like a full budget breakdown, but I can kind of give you a little idea. Like, as I mentioned previously in other live streams, my apartment is a studio apartment, has everything you basically need. It's very small, but here in the Philippines, I don't know. For me, I don't want like a big house or anything, big apartment, because I'm not in there that much other than to sleep, shower, and eat. There's a heated shower. I know people don't know in the Philippines, they have like special heaters that are affixed to the wall that in the shower that the water runs through to heat it up. But 24,000 pesos a month, and currently, right now, the peso to the dollar is like 59 something. I think it's as high as it's been in a while, which my rent is like $405 a month right now. It's always 24,000 pesos, but in USD, it's like 405, 406. Includes Wi-Fi, includes an on-site swimming pool, includes a gym. Now it's not no state-of-the-art gym, but it has the basics. You know, it has the free weights for people that are into treadmills, and obviously I don't need a treadmill. I walk outside. Max, well, you have kids? No, I don't have any kids. I'm single. Making Money says, thanks for answering. Yeah, like, so, and then if you throw all I have to do is pay electric and water. Water usually runs 400 pesos, which 300 pesos is usually around $5 or a little more, give or take. So water is usually around 400 pesos a month. Electric, that fluctuates depending on how much you use your air conditioner. For the most part, it's like any household. I only really use the air con when I sleep at night. And then, you know, I get up and get ready and I'm out the door and don't really run it during the day because I'm not hanging out in my apartment. Again, for me, I'm not here to be hanging out in my apartment. I don't need to be entertained, and I don't mind the heat, so I'm out in it all the time. Tita Marie says, I hear there's a lot of foreigners in Duma. Does that increase the cost of living there? I mean, maybe it does, but quite honestly, here in Duma, I don't see that many. But maybe it's just when they're out and about, I don't really see them. But on New Year's Eve down at the Boulevard where they were shooting all the fireworks, I saw more foreigners that night than I have since I've been back here in the Philippines since June. And I don't see that many. And I assume the rent's still significantly as cheap as it always was. But it's possible. It fluctuates due to the increase in foreigners, but not enough for me to notice. Christopher says, I hate the weather so bad. And wait a minute, then David Jessup was here and he deleted his message. David, are you still here, man? What happened to you? I saw a deleted message from David. David, God bless you. Miss you wherever you're at. Hope you're okay. Haven't seen you in a while. Been worried about you. Making Money says, do you have a ride or a bike or a scooter? No scooter or anything like that yet. I walk. I don't really need it. Plus, everything's so conveniently close for me. You can walk there. And if you do go to a grocery store here, you can just take a couple bags, take a tricycle for 20 pesos, and it takes you back. So it's not, I don't feel pressured that I need to get a motorbike or anything like that. Stone Cold's here. Hello, Stone Cold. Hi, David. How are you? Everybody wants to hear how you are. Exactly. Yeah, like he popped in there. I saw it, but he wasn't green. Maybe his membership ran out and then it disappeared. Christopher says, I hate the cold weather here in Pennsylvania so bad. Yeah, every time I talk to my parents, like this morning, obviously it was evening for them. I said, it's still cold there? They're like, yeah, it's cold. But they said they haven't gotten much snow. Chief says hello to Stone Cold. And Chief, I apologize if you're making comments and I miss it. The comments go so fast I can't keep up with them. And then Love Audio Production says, hey Michael, Paul here. Happy New Year, cold here in the UK. Welcome, Paul. Love Audio Production. Justin Sheldon says, watching from Kansas City. Joan Mia said, she cheating? I don't know what that's about. Tita Maria says, nice watching from Thailand. Jeff Johnson says, you ever see any accidents? Looks like people driving kind of erratic. Well, yeah, it looks chaotic. Honestly, I'm surprised I don't see more accidents here. Somehow, some way it just works. No street lights, no nothing, but it's like they all have a sixth sense here. And it works. Quite honestly, when I was in Bacolod, Philippines, where they do have street lights, I saw more accidents there, so go figure. A place that has street lights, I saw more accidents. It could have been just a coincidence and timing, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I think I've been in Dumaguete over a year or total, and I've maybe seen 2 accidents the whole time I've been here, and they weren't that like devastating, kind of like little fender benders. Yeah, Taylor, they're just very talented. Like, they have eyes all over their head. They anticipate pedestrians here. I don't have issues when I need to cross the road. Those lights corrupt our senses. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I mean, when I first got here, yeah, it was a little overwhelming when you see all the traffic and stuff like that. You're like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna survive this? But actually it works. I'm so used to weaving in between the traffic really close, and it doesn't bother me. You mean the tricycles? I've never seen a tricycle collision at all as long as I've been here in the Philippines. Quebec, Canada, weather sucks. It's negative 15 Celsius. Glad I'm not there. Hey, Michael Lee White, Thriving Expat is here. You know me, time to stick to my daily grind. Hey, how are you, sir? Tita, I'm happy for your enjoy. Hello, David Jessup. Yeah, it was like, I don't know. I saw a comment retracted from David and then disappeared. So, I don't know. I hope he's okay. That's all I care about. You never know what's going on in the world with people's lives, and all I do is look at it from the, I don't know, a positive perspective that you just don't know. And but he's missed, that's for sure. He's missed. Anthony Broomfield says, I was in Bacolod and the drivers have respect and courtesy for everyone. They don't just go by law. If Western had common decency and courtesy, we wouldn't have some accidents. Yeah, Anthony, I just didn't have the same experience there. It's interesting, you know. Sometimes I just felt like, even my girlfriend, who's a Filipina, felt like the traffic, the way people viewed pedestrians was a little different, whereas here I can completely walk in the streets and within the traffic and I'm fine. And then we got Apple Apples Diva 7006 to send me an amazing super chat. That was so nice of you. And hey, I don't know if you already left a comment, but Apples Diva, if you just say hello or say hi, the least I can do, because I greatly appreciate that super chat. It's very generous of you, and I'm humbled as always. If you just post a message saying hi, the least I can do is make you a blue moderator to thank you, show my appreciation. I'm glad you're here. That was very nice of you. So I'm going to be looking for you to say hello. Appaloosa Diva 7006. That's so nice. Oh, there you go. I appreciate your hard work. There you go. I got you now. I got to take care of you. KC8767 says, is it hard to find a girlfriend in the Philippines? In my opinion, no. No. I don't think there's a shortage of Filipinas here. I'm biased towards them, you know. There's beautiful women all over the world, but Asian women are different. Philippine women are different. They have their own distinct beauty, you know, unique beauty, I should say, and super wonderful, amazing heart people. So I don't think it's difficult here, in my opinion, but that's just one man's opinion. Oh, let me see. It's A+ Diva, Wally White. Yeah. KC says, I want to move there. I love the food too. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. I know some foreigners that come here don't like Philippine food, but I actually love it. I enjoy it. What's this? Harry Puwad Gianto, why you choose the Philippines? You know what? Sometimes I feel like maybe the Philippines chose me, and that's why I ended up here. I was always attracted to the idea of being in a warm climate, tropical islands, go see a different part of the world. I've never been outside of, like, I've been to Dominican Republic, not very far, islands, you know, Caribbean and stuff like that, but I've never been this far from home. And I was looking into my future. Where do I want to be someday? I didn't think I'd be here this soon. So I kind of did a search on tropical islands, and the next thing you know, Philippines comes up. Then I enter Philippines in YouTube, and then YouTube vloggers and all sorts of stuff, and it sold me. I made a lot of good friends on YouTube. They guided me through the process to get me here, very helpful, and you know, they inspired me, and now I'm so excited and happy every day here. I want to share my happiness and inspiration on YouTube, and maybe I can inspire other people to do the same thing. Waxwell says, like the fact that you interact with your views, or you mean viewers? Try my best. As my channel grows, and I'm blessed and thankful for that, it gets a little hard for me to keep up with all the comments. And as I always say, I'm not deliberately ignoring anybody's comments, or it's just hard, like now, like walking, I have to like glance up, glance down, glance up, glance down. And sometimes they go a little quick, and then it's hard for me. So again, my apologies if I don't ever see your comment or a question. I'm not intentionally doing it. I wish I could answer all of them. Dowdy Curran, I go to the bottom. It's easier for me to catch them. If you marry an Asian girl, you have to take care of all their family. That's not necessarily true. In some instances, maybe that's what the particular Asian girl, Filipina, might request, that you help take care of her family, but you also have a choice in that. You don't have to. So don't take that as well, I'm not going to be interested in a Filipina or an Asian girl because I'm going to have to take care of her family. That's not the case. There are situations like that, but you have a choice. You don't have to take care of them if you don't want to. That's your choice. But yeah, there are situations like that, but some people want to. But be careful with stuff like that too. Again, I'm not a professional, Philippine dating site or anything like that, but like any situation, just always be careful. But I'm not taking care of anybody's family, so that's not to say I wouldn't, like it may be in a medical emergency or something like that, but no, that's not what I'm doing. Maybe I'll go down this way towards the Lee Plaza. That's a cool bike. What kind is it? Now I'm looking. What kind of bike are you talking about? I don't know if you're looking. I don't think you're looking at that one. There's a lot of bikes. I might make it hard for me to pick out which one you're talking about. Lord Naraku says Dominican Republic seemed like a hair width from popping off into civil unrest. The poverty was everywhere, not a resort. What was the resort in Dominican Republic? Punta Cana. Punta Cana in Dominican Republic is a very beautiful location in Dominican Republic. American Flight Risk says, what part of the Philippines is this? This would be Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm kind of taking a bad sidewalk, but Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki are the beaches for... Yeah, there's beaches for swimming, not like within walking distance of me. Like, there's smaller beaches here. They're not like the beautiful beaches that you can find that are right by here. I'd have to take a motorbike for 20 minutes to, like, say, Dallin to find a nicer beach. Pura Vida resorts, down that way. Or you take a motorboat, 30 minutes, 40-minute boat ride right across the water to Siquijor Island. There's beautiful beaches there. Some Ting Wong says, hola mi amigos. Oh, you're the Getty. No, I'm not in the... What do you mean, Getty as in ghetto? I'm not a ghetto. R4X says, are there any bad area dangerous in Duma you need to avoid? I mean, I guess there might be. I don't particularly know of any, but I've walked through some, I don't know, areas that might not seem to be like the safest, but I didn't feel uncomfortable there, and I was walking through there pretty late at night too. But I'm sure there's dangerous areas, as there is everywhere in the world. But I feel completely safe here. I never feel unsafe. How long you been in the Philippines? I literally just found your channel. American Flight Risk. I've been in the Philippines since July of 2024, but I did go back to the U.S. March 17th of 2025 until June, and then I've been back here ever since. So, yeah, over a year I've been here in the Philippines. So I'm still a newbie learning stuff, but foreigners are not responsible for your Filipino wife's family. You can help with needs, but never for once. Learn the power of saying no or you lose respect. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're not obligated to help anybody. You're in control. The man, the husband, whatever, boyfriend. If you want to help them and you have no problem taking care of their family, then that's your choice. But it's not a make or break situation. At least I don't know of any, but I'm sure there are ones where maybe it is a make or break situation. Hey, John Vasquez. Hello, John. How are you doing, my friend? But you're right, Kyle's Taban 467. Paulie says, how long have you been here and how long is your visa? You're back. Oh, hello, Josh Wilson too. Your visa passport, your tourist visa, I have to renew it, extend it every 2 months. So it's good for 2 months, and you just go into immigration, fill out a tiny little form, give them your passport, get the standard renewal, and then they keep your passport for like 7 days. Last time I paid 1,960 pesos, which was equivalent at that time to $33.37. So yeah, every 2 months I gotta renew. But it's not bad to take care of the family. When you getting old, take care of, will take back. Yeah, it's like I said, to each his own. It's what you want to do. It's what you can financially afford. You know, some people come here, they just don't have the money. They have enough to take care of themselves and maybe their girlfriend or whatever. Everybody's situation's different. They keep your passport. If you do the standard, like 2 month renewal, because if you do the expedited, you can get it the same day. You drop it off in the morning and come back later to pick it up, but you pay a couple thousand more pesos to get it the same day. So I usually just save my money, pick it up in 7 days, take a picture of it with my phone, or you could make a paper copy of it if you want also. But the reason why I take a picture with my phone is because a friend of mine told me, Michael, what would happen, heaven forbid, if the immigration building would burn down? Although it's been standing forever, but places do catch on fire randomly, and that probably wouldn't be good if my passport burned up. So it's very good to take a picture of it with your phone, and that's what I do. Many blessings your way, sir. May you stay there, be wonderful. Thank you, Frank Rangel. I appreciate you being here, Frank. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Appreciate you hanging out with me, doing my daily walk exercise. And then I'm gonna walk up this way. Dirk Wilson says, can you establish residency, or do you still need to renew your passport? I don't know all the ins and outs when it comes to that stuff. I know that if you get married to a Filipina, the benefits, the perks of being married here in the Philippines change that up a little bit. Or you could get the, what is it, the SRRV or SSRV. It's like a one time you pay a lot of money unless you're in the military, and it's like you have this basically endless passport. You never have to go back and pay, money for it to get it renewed. They just reissue you a new one, I think after 2 years, a new photo ID. If you're like previous military and you get one, it's a significant discount compared to a civilian like me. Dodie says, I'm from Bali, sir. Jeff Johnson says, do you see many Americans there? Yeah, I see a lot of Americans, foreigners in general. I mean, sometimes I can't necessarily tell if they're American or not, but foreigners in general, yeah. You see a lot of different countries, Canadians, Americans, UK, Russia, Germany, Japan, China, everybody. Like, you see everybody here. Melanie says hello. Frank says 100%. What's the best thing about life there with the business? For me, the best thing about my life here is the people. That's why I'm happiest. Despite the warm weather, which I love, and I'm out walking in the hottest part of the day, I don't care, it doesn't bother me. And plus it's most active here for people to see things other than me. It's the people, embracing the culture, learning. There's so much to learn here every day. I mean, even in the United States, I was still learning stuff. You'll never know everything, but that's what I find so exciting and interesting, is the people, learning how they live, how they get through their days. The people are so nice here. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. The people are super nice, friendly, welcoming, loving, kind of like the old school family vibe that we were all used to, at least I remember when I was younger. I'm from the United States, though. Born and raised in Pennsylvania. I was a Cocoa girl, and lived in Florida for almost 2 years. But now I'm retired, living, enjoying my life here in the Philippines. And then also you have the opportunity to travel. More to that question, you can see things in Asia. Like if I want to fly round trip, this is just a ballpark number. Someone recently told me, I want to go to Japan someday. Well, the fly round trip to Japan, last I heard, a couple months ago, but it was like $200 round trip to fly to Japan. So there's all these other Asian countries someday I hope to visit. I make so many amazing friends here. It's mostly about the people is why I'm the happiest. And then it's like the sunshine, the ocean, and that's kind of me. I can go back down towards the water just so you guys can see. Oh boy, Lori, some of the comments people make are just unbelievable. Lori. Lori, I'm retired. I'm 55 years old, living my life, sharing my life on YouTube. You don't have to be here if you don't want to. It's kind of like a television. You can change the channel. Yeah. Oh well, there's people like you every day. Yeah, I've never asked for money in my entire life. Never. I'm humbled when people do it, but I never ask for anything. That's not what my channel is about, but you're exactly right. I went so fast. American flight risk. It's just, people are just haters. People are just judgmental. Heck, I can't, it's like some people get upset because I'm simply happy. I simply made a decision that I didn't want to be a part of the grind anymore in U.S. I retired, I have my pension, I have my savings, and I'm sharing it on YouTube, and that's what I wanted to do. So I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm happy. But it's like unbelievable what some people will say just to get attention. It's like, I don't know, so judgmental. You shouldn't judge people. But whatever, I'll be ignoring that individual. It's our money to give. Stop being jealous-hearted. There you go. Thank you. Coco Girl, definitely love that. Live stream is useless. American Flavors, I'm surprised he made it that far down the street without someone begging him for cash. I never, a lot of people, they do kind of, but I just, I help who I want to help. I don't talk much about it online because that's, that's between me and the individual, and honestly between me and God, but I give to other people, so to each his own. I'm glad you're retired, so don't accept money from others. All right, well, I guess you can say that to the people that need help here. So when they need help, and if I give them money, should they not be accepting what I offer them either? Is that what it should be? So they shouldn't offer, they shouldn't accept money from me either. That's, you don't even know me as a person, but you seem to talk quite a bit. Maybe other people are out there doing that, but that doesn't mean everybody's like that. But, to each his own. Bees Poppins here says, everyone don't forget to give the channel a big thumbs up, like, comment, sub, hit the notification bell. And all we show love, we share love above all else, we give love. Very well said. Very well said. Now I'm going to take you to the water. August or Agos says, where you are. I'm down at the Boulevard in Dumaguete, Philippines right now. And I apologize for the wind. The breeze can affect the microphone on my phone, and it could distort my voice, so. Hawaii 223 is here. Bees Poppin says, love you, brother. Love you too, my friend. Unfortunately, some people. Brian Hall says, great people. Jeff Sonson says, good night, Mike. It's getting late here. Be safe walking. Thank you, Jeff. Untapped She Sources says, looks nice. Yeah, it's beautiful here in the Philippines. This is the boulevard where a lot of people walk. Not so much now because it's it's hot. Are you still mad at me? Send us money. Let's reverse it. Oh, boy. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just disappointed that there's actually people out there that says stuff like that. But again, you can say whatever you want. I know the truth and God knows the truth, and that's all that matters to me. And again, you're not going to rain on my parade. I'm a happy guy, and I'll be happy every day. But sometimes when I see comments, I am going to answer them because I just think that's just wrong. You're wrong for judging people, but that's my opinion. What time is it? What day? Oh man, I got an A+ Diva. I thought I need to make you blue. All right, A+ Diva, you're blue now. What time is it? What day is it, if you don't mind? It is 1:54 in the afternoon, and it's Tuesday, I think. Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. It's so funny. I get confused on days of the week here because you just don't think about it. It's so relaxing and stress-free, and it's like I'm never truly on a schedule. And it's funny, I forget the day sometimes. American flight risk, that might be your ex-Filipina trolling you. You never know. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't understand, but again, I'm happy as all can be. People want to judge me for being happy and make up total nonsense. Go for it. But that's okay. I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to share my happiness here in the Philippines. And I walk every day. This is not something new. What's new is that I live stream while I walk. I'd be walking anyway. So I figured, hey, it might be fun just to show people what I see as long as I have internet connection, and it works. Coco Girl says, and you're cute. I appreciate that, Coco Girl. I mean, I'm thankful. Thank my mother and father, Coco Girl. I have my looks from my mother and father. The rest is probably because I exercise and everything else, but I get it, Lori. Okay, Lori, it's all good. I'm glad you're here. I'm moved on. I'm done. But I hope you have a better day now, and I appreciate you being here. Jay Christopher says, you look like that one famous guy everybody's talking about. I hope it isn't the guy that they said was like I don't know, he was impersonating a police officer or something like that. I don't know if that guy's necessarily famous, like a good famous. But people said, you look like that guy that was portraying to be a cop or something. I don't even, was it Florida? I don't know where. And I'm just like, ay, really? Good afternoon, Fortune. Welcome here. Appreciate you being here. Chris Byrne says, I live in St. Petersburg. I have a friend from Philippines. He lives here in the States, and his wife lives over there. That's awesome. Hope he gets back here to be with his wife, but maybe he still has to work, and that's why he's not here. Lori says, cheap pounder, I don't live in my mom's basement. Oh, boy. Chris says, trying to help her get a visa to come over to the States. I got you. Bees Poppin says, hi, Fortune. A Plus Diva says, I'm in Ohio and it's 12:56 Tuesday morning. So yeah, you're Eastern Coast, you're Eastern Standard Time, so I'm 13 hours ahead of you. But enough of my face, people don't need to see me. But like I said, a lot of the stuff that they had set up here, a lot of it's taken down. I can go back up this way. Yeah, that's not, yeah, Jeremy DeWitt. Somebody said, I don't know, maybe I do look. I looked at a picture of that guy. I didn't think I looked anything like him, but it was funny because people were asking me one time, they said, hey, Michael, are you a cop? Were you formerly a cop? Or are you a cop? And I'm like, what? I was like, I was never a cop. And then they said, well, you kind of resembled Jeremy DeWitt. I was like, ay. And then I didn't know the story about him, and some of my friends that I made friends with on YouTube sent me messages on Facebook, sending me pictures of this guy and let me know. Oh, and a dog says, you do kind of. One person says I'm cute, and then Jeremy DeWitt, I don't know. Maybe it's the hat and the glasses thing. I didn't see it, but anything's possible. Yes, Jeremy DeWitt. Hi. Oh, yeah, Carrie Sloan, hello. Paulie says, thanks for the tour and being such a nice guy. You're a handsome man, and I can tell you have a good heart. I just try to be my best and be me. That's it. This is at the Boulevard. Dumaguete City is capital of Negros Oriental Province. Yep. Like I said, it's more active in the city. Sometimes I take my strolls here at the water, but I like being in the city. It's more active. More people watching for people like to see how things are rolling throughout the day. Let's see. Kyle's says, you kind of look like a quick glance. Like, yeah, someone said I look like Vanilla Ice the other day. I've heard that. I've heard Lane Kiffin lately. Vanilla Ice, Lane Kiffin, the freaking cop impersonator. Who else did I get recently? Charlie Sheen. Like, I've gotten a bunch of stuff. It's funny. Coco Girl goes, you are so cute. You'd want to let me know if you'd want to chat. That's funny. Well, you're more than welcome to chat. I'm always open to helping people and motivating people. Maybe they want to live in the Philippines or at least visit here. But I'll give you the blue, Coco. You're very nice, and I appreciate it. And you're taking time out of your busy schedule to hang out with me. So when you could be doing plenty of other things. Yeah, Mimi Wunsch 5047 says it's beautiful there. Yeah, it is beautiful. Carrie Sloan says, and that's all we can do is be ourselves. Stone Cold said something. Bella said, ice totally, bro. Hello, Bellas. Gemstones huge. Fox Fine Life. Hello, Fox. Peace out, Lori. See you next time. Fox Fine in Life says, hello. Fortune says, towns around Dumaguete have much to offer. They have mountain resorts, waterfalls, sulfur emitting mountains. There's a sandbar. Yeah, you're right. Chief says hi to Fox. Bees popping. Knowing Chief, hot pockets are on the way. You're welcome, Coco. Fox says, brother Michael. Lori says, Mike, I'm nice like Coco. Well, that's good to know, Lori. Sometimes people get off to a bad start, but I'm a forgiving kind of guy. That's the way I am, because you know why? Because I lived a life and I didn't always make the best decisions either, but I asked for forgiveness too. So if I can be forgiven, so can everybody else. That's my mindset.
A082 to counter A2.
Duma also has a university city, the best of which Silman University, founded by an American missionary. Fortune, I love you bringing the intel, the information. I love that. Bees Poppin says hello to Coco Girl. Lori says, I'll be nice forever. Looks awfully hot there. Hey, just be you, Lori. Again, you know, obviously you have a good heart in there somewhere, because most people would just talk a lot of, you know, and then never resort back to being who they maybe truly are. So it's all good. Where are you from, Lori? If you already told me, I forget what you said and I apologize, but where are you from, Lori? Fortune says, hi, Chief. Dude on rolls here. Hello, dude on roll. Coco says, I just blocked Lori. Give her a chance. Just give her a chance. Some people, I don't know. Just give them a chance. You don't know what people in this world are going through sometimes. That's why I always try to say it, even though I bothered me a little bit and I reacted, just because I'm having a good day. I'm happy. I'm not letting anybody rain on my parade. It's all good. What happened here? Oh, thank you, A+ Diva. You sent a trophy cake. I appreciate that. That's cool. It pops up on my screen, a trophy cake. That's the first trophy cake I've gotten. Maybe you sent, I don't know, did it a couple times. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm humbled and I take everything as a blessing. That's all I can do. Do unto others as what they say, as you would want done unto you. And, you know, sometimes that happens. And I'm blessed and thankful. Alex Heredia says, where are you? Dumaguete, Philippines. Lori says she's from Illinois. All right, so you're like in the northern part of the states. I'm from Pennsylvania. It's cold there. I'm sure it's cold. I don't miss it, being honest with you. I don't miss being cold. Brian Hall said, God is love. There you go, Brian. Bees Poppin says hello to Vasquez. Fortune says, up north of Duma, you will see the haciendas of sugarcane, Negros Island, of which there are two provinces, Negros Occidental, are two provinces, Negros up north and Negros Oriental in the south, were big producers of sugarcane. Exactly. American Flight Risk says, do you worry about winding up in the hospital? No, I don't worry about that. I mean, I can't worry about what I can't control. I guess that's my mindset. I'm very, again, this is the only time I put the camera on my face when I'm getting specific. I'm very strict with my diet. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I watch my intake of processed sugar. My sweetener in my coffee, when I make it on my own, is honey, raw honey. I walk every day, 10 miles a day. Share a little bit of it with you guys while I'm doing my live stream. Like I said, this is new for me to walk and talk. I figured, why not? Push-ups, just do exercises and try to eat well. And I want to be able to enjoy this. I am 55. I could wake up tomorrow with some sort of problem. You just don't know. And I want to be able to go to these islands and different places. And I always say this, but it's true. I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else enjoying some sort of thing like swinging on ropes or something at an island, and I got to sit and watch. That would drive me crazy. That would bother me too if I couldn't join in the fun. So that's why my health is so important. But that doesn't mean something couldn't happen and I'd have to go. I just exercise and eat as best as I can, but ultimately it's not out of my control. Noxious life, multitasking. Where is this at, Michael Jones? Dumaguete, Philippines, Michael Jones. Dumaguete. There you go, Chief. Now that's what I'm talking about. It says I've been walking 2 miles a day. And that's awesome. And I know how I feel. The more I walk, the better I feel. The more I walk, the more energy I get. The more I sit, which I don't do it, but when I do sit, I start feeling tired. But when I walk, I feel more energy, especially with the people here, the sunshine. I love it. Lori says, I wish I had a good diet and regime like you. I'm totally lazy, arse. I'm waiting for that dude to send me pizza pockets. Mike, did that guy lie to me? Chief is a good guy. Chief would, if that's who you're talking about, if Chief's the one that mentioned Hot Pockets, Chief would never lie about anything. Chief is a very good man who I'm blessed and thankful to have met through YouTube. YouTube has opened a lot of windows for me. And Bees Poppin', thank you so much. You're an inspiration, bro. That's all I want to do. If I can inspire one person, if I could inspire one person every live stream, that would be really awesome. But I just want people to know that you can be happy. You can do other things in life. You don't have to be content. You don't have to feel like it's over. Don't just settle, especially if you have an opportunity. I understand. Not everybody can just take off and leave and go to the Philippines for whatever reason. It could be monetary, it could be money reasons, it could be health reasons. But if you can do it, do it. The worst that can happen is you don't like it. Lori says, I wish I could you can push yourself. Once but you have to take it one day at a time, Lori. You can't think you're gonna fix everything in the first day. It takes time. It takes discipline. It takes all those things. And listen, I didn't get to where I'm at, and I'm not trying to say I'm perfect or I'm better than anybody else, but I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. But this took me years. This took years for me to do this. It's been over 20 years since I had a sip of any alcohol whatsoever. Over 20 years. But you have to be disciplined. And, then I get inspired. I see the health my mother's suffering from. I see the health that my father's suffering from. I don't want to be like that. They never exercise like I do. But again, I could do all this and something could creep up on me tomorrow. But I just feel like my chances are better if I just, stick with what I've been doing. And it's working. I feel happy. I feel great. Get some sunshine every day. It energizes me. And let me see here. Holy crap. Fox Fine in Life. Much love and respect from Kiwi land and all. And Fox Fine in Life, he lives in New Zealand. If you're not a subscriber to Fox Fine in Life and you might be interested in his content, he's coming to the Philippines. I'll cut up through here. He's coming from the Philippines. And then we got Chief. My gosh, God bless you too, Chief. I'm just glad you're back. Like I said, I was a little worried about you, but then I forgot you had told me about some things going on in your life and the family and stuff, and I forgot. So I was kind of panicking when I don't see my good friends that I made here on YouTube. But this is the public market again. They were hosing things down because of all the meat and stuff that's going on. I can walk through here if you want. Hello, how are you doing, sir? Thank you. But thank you, Chief. I'm gonna walk. I know the signal doesn't go bad in here, so I can kind of walk through here. Widget Gadget, or Wide Gadget says, hi, I'm new here. Welcome, Wide Gadget. West Rider says, Chief is lame. No, Chief is awesome. Don't say stuff like that. You're lame for making a comment like that. So West Ritter or whatever, if you're not happy, you don't have to be here. It's like a television. You can change a channel. Thank you. Kiss in the Dream says, always remember, be happy. Don't let the dog piss on your leg. Hello, sir. Well, these are like clams. They're like, what is that? A clam? Okay. These are different, like green, them.
Big clams.
Well, yeah, that is a big one. I never saw any of those. What kind of clam is that?
Green shells.
All right, and this is called,
Fun.
wow, and then that one's,
No.
all right, I got you. Yeah, see, I see stuff. I've never tried this yet. Never eat it yet. But yeah, I never even saw those green clams before. Squid right there. I always try and look for the prices of the different fish too. But yeah, look at all, like this is Bangus. They got $2.20 per kilo for these fish. But yeah, talk about the freshest seafood that you can get right here. Oh my gosh, that looks like a stingray. Yeah, that looks like a stingray right there. So is that a stingray? Cam cow. Cam cow. Right? Cam cow. All right, thank you. I'm still learning Bisaya. My New Year's resolution is to learn more Bisaya. Salamat.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And then, well, what's the common thing they say? Kumusta ka? How are you?
How are you?
And then I'd say mabuti. I'm good. Mabuti. That's Ilongo. That's Ilongo. Or Tagalog. Tagalog. No wonder I get so confused. Too many languages. Yeah, dude on a roll. Different languages. There's like a lot of dialects here. That's probably why I get so confused. There's a lot for me to learn. Too much. Hello. Tulangan. Bangus. That's funny, cola. Smells like fish, eat the dish. Smells like cologne, leave it alone. Prolapse vagina. Yeah, never a dull moment in the live streams. I enjoy these live streams. They make me laugh. Like I said, I need you guys too. It's therapeutic for me. But it's quiet right now. Usually a lot of these tables are filled. Hello. Ronit says, what's the time there? 2:12 in the afternoon, 2:12 p.m., Tuesday afternoon. Lori says, I have to leave. The fish is making me ill. I'm sorry. It's probably better that you're not here. You would like smell it, which I don't even notice that much of a smell, like a fishy smell. 14:13. Yep, there's the military time or whatever. Yep, 14:13 is 2. 1500 3. Lori says it's okay. Fortune says Tagalog is spoken all over the country, but that was originally spoken in Luzon. Bisaya is a group of languages. For example, Cebuano is spoken in Cebu. Negros Oriental have their own Bisaya. Yeah, that's probably why I get so confused. Chief is the nicest person you'll ever know, Wes Ritter. Well, there's a lot of nice people in my live stream community, but super nice person. Fortune says, fish is very good to eat grilled or in soup. I agree. Soup is healthy. Soup is very healthy. Can't go wrong with soup. I don't know. Maybe I can go back in this way. I don't charge you for the humor. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're not charging me. I'd be broke. Between you and Stone Cold are pretty, very funny people. I had good humor. Chief says, Lori, you're not blocked yet. Haha. Yeah, Chief's an awesome individual. I had the honor of speaking. He's from West Virginia. He's a West Virginia guy. I had the honor of speaking with him on video chat or Facebook Messenger phone, and what a great guy. What a great guy. Very good man. Kago Greener. I love the Philippines. You and me both. I love the Philippines too. Kylie says, if someone says Kumusta ka po, never say Mabuto. I thought it was Mabuti. I made that mistake only once. Look up the word to know how my feet fell out of my mouth. Yeah, I'm careful as to what I say, because I'll be honest with you, I really got to work at it and practice. I want to learn Messiah, like, you know, for the most part. That's important. That's my New Year's resolution, so I got to stick with it. Yummer says, where is this in the Philippines? This is Dumaguete, Philippines, Yummers. Dumaguete, Philippines. Same with Anthony. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Chief says, I appreciate your friendship, brother Mike. I appreciate yours too. There's a lot of good people that YouTube has opened up so many doors for me with the amazing people that I've met. That's the best part. Mindanao. No, this is Dumaguete, Philippines. Kago Greener, something like that. Lori says, Chief is my BFF too, Mike. Well, that's good. I'm glad he's your BFF. He's a good person to have as a BFF. He's a super nice guy. Despite everything everybody has going on in their life, Chief is always there, supporting. Dude somehow understand, but may not. Trying to read some of these as I walk without running into a motorbike. Can they understand each other if they don't speak using Tagalog? I mean, other language interrelated. Well, Che, my girlfriend, can speak in Bisaya, and then they can answer her in Tagalog, and then she'll respond back in Bisaya. So they're having they understand each other, but it's harder, more difficult for them to speak the language. So Che would speak to somebody in Bisaya, and they may respond in Tagalog or Ilonggo. Yeah, it's kind of interesting watching when they do that. So it'd be like me speaking to somebody with English, but you understand in Bisaya, which I don't, which I definitely need to hunker down and learn that. Lori said, Mike, good thing you're out of the USA. I mean, you know, if I was still in the United States, I'd still be working. And I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I don't want to plan for a future that I don't know what my health would be like at let's just say 60 or 65. And I don't know what physically I'd be able to do. So all those things that we kind of put on hold, wait till I retire, save up money, do this, do that. Well, what the hell happens if that time comes and then you're physically or whatever reason unable to do those things? Then it was like, oh, gee, I saved up for kind of like nothing. And then you try to fill the void of happiness by buying a bunch of materialistic stuff to make up for happiness that maybe you can't buy that here. It's free. That's the best way I can put it. Yeah, Lori, I mean, if you can do it, I understand. It's easier said than done for me because I'm here. I can only tell you through my experiences what I'm able to do, what I did. I'm fortunate, lucky, blessed that I'm in this situation right now. And I've been humbled so much. I've learned to be happy with less. And I'm not shopping in malls and buying a bunch of stuff. I got rid of all that stuff in the United States. How much is rent? Which gadget? I can only tell you what my rent is. Studio apartment, very small. Some people refer to it as a guinea pig cage. They're being sarcastic, but it is small. Double-sized bed, air conditioner, kitchen, refrigerator, couch, dresser. It's furnished. That's another thing I can get into. In my opinion, you want a furnished apartment. You don't want unfurnished, because then you have to get the furniture. Then guess what? Then you're gonna have to get rid of all that stuff. So get a furnished apartment, all the kitchen utensils, everything you need, Wi-Fi included, 24,000 pesos a month, which is like $405 currently right now a month. That's my rent. Then I pay water and electric. And that's it. Water, 400 pesos. Electric, per month, maybe like 2,000. But that fluctuates based on how much you run the air conditioner. Are you gonna be sitting at home all day in an apartment firing up the air con because you're too hot and you don't like the heat? Well, if you don't really like the heat, I don't know why you'd come here to begin with, but some people, that's what they do, and that's all right. It's not free, but it's certainly cheaper. That's my whole point, Widge Gadget. My pension and my savings would not allow me to even duplicate what I have here in the United States. I'd have to work. I can't afford it. So I was fortunate that I turned 55 on April 6th. Pension, I could get it early with a slight little, less than what I would have got had I waited till 60. Wasn't that big of a deal. And I'm like, you know what? I can make this work here in the Philippines. I can do it. So I'm gonna do it, and I did it. Bought the plane ticket, and was only supposed to be here for 2 months, but then it ended up going beyond 2 months because I liked it and I could do it. And I'm glad I stayed longer because then I went from first 2 months in hotels, which are cheaper here in the Philippines, but it's still more expensive than an apartment. After the 2 months, I said, all right, I'm gonna start living here. And I got an apartment and learned how to live here before I made up my mind. And I went back to the States in March. I already decided before March of 2025 that I was coming back, and I did it. And here I am. And, take trips to different places when the opportunity presents itself. I'm not rich, so I can't travel wherever I want, whenever I want, and just be very frugal with my money. I can't do it. And I'm okay with that because I'm happy here doing this. I'm happy. I'm perfectly fine. I love the walk. I love to embrace the culture, the people, and meet people. I have more Philippine friends here than I have foreigners. And it's just awesome. I don't know how else to put it. Ende Che is here. Hello, Che. Widget Gadget says, understand with a smile. Thank you. Parker says, good for you. What do summer temperatures run here? Todd, all year round. It's 80 to 90 degrees here all year round. We have rain season. It's like somewhere in June to the end of December. But it's like winter season somewhere else. Sometimes during winter season you get a lot of snow and sometimes you don't. Yeah, sometimes you get a lot of snow and sometimes you don't here. Depending on where you're at, some people, different islands, maybe get a little more rain than others, but we don't get a lot of rain here. Cago Greener says, Filipinos are very friendly people. They are. That's what I love most about the Philippines. A-Quest says, you need a roommate. I have my girlfriend as my roommate right now. Appreciate the offer, but yeah, right now, currently I have my roommate. DJ Kirby Puckett is here. How's the humidity here? Actually, I don't know if it's just a case because I'm used to it. I don't think it's that bad. Actually, yesterday, I think I noticed that the humidity was very low. I don't think it's that high today. Usually the higher the humidity, the more I'm sweating on my face, like a little bit. I don't think it's that bad. I honestly think Florida's humidity was worse, which is crazy. I only lived there for 2 years, and then I met another guy here. His name is Michael, born and raised, lived in Florida all his life. I said to him, how do you compare the humidity from Florida to here in the Philippines? And he said a lifer in Florida felt like it was more humid in Florida. It's hotter here because you're closer to the equator, but he felt it was more humid in Florida. So I found that to be interesting. Philip Montgomery, hey Philip, thank you for being here. I love it there in West Virginia. Freaked me out seeing the snow there in May. I'm in Winston-Salem, so we just don't see that much snow at all. 70 here on Wednesday. 70 sounds good. That sounds a lot better than anything less than 70. But welcome, Philip. I'm glad you're back. Appreciate you, my friend. Very good, generous guy. Thank you, Philip. Greg says, I'm glad you're enjoying it. See, and that's what I like to hear. It's just like, I'm not telling people how happy I am to make people jealous. I want them to know that there's other opportunities out there to maybe start living life a little sooner than what we've all been led to believe for so long. That's kind of what I want to do. And I want to share my happiness and excitement because I want people to, I mean, I can only tell you so much, express myself so much. It's up to everybody else to just take a chance in life, take a leap of faith, and come here and see what happens. Fortune says, okay, B's, good decision. I always tell expats, single, they can live in the province. Yeah, you can live here for $1,000 or less. Or I mean, $1,000 or more. You're living good. Some people, a lot of people always ask, what about 2,000? In my opinion, if you have 2,000 a month, you're basically you're well. And you can find an apartment cheaper than the one I have, just as nice. Now, you might not have a pool or something like that, but you can find apartments for 300, 200. You just have to look around and take into account what matters. Also, where I live, there's a lot of security. So that's kind of nice to have. Let's face it, no matter where you live in the world, people's homes can get broken into. So where I'm at, it does help, tons of security. So when you think about the price, some of that money is going towards the security people. Yeah, I have an ocean. I'll go to the ocean right now. It's not a beach per se to walk in the ocean, but I'll go there right now. I'll cross the street and I'll show you. Yeah, thank you, Fortune. And welcome back, Coco. Fortune says 2,000 a month already living luxurious there. That's around Philippine peso, 120,000 K, and that's too much to spend around. Yeah, see, it's almost, yeah, I wouldn't even spend that much, and I don't. I set a budget for myself based on my current means of income, and I try to save. I try to save just for whatever, some kind of reason I need money for something. It could be simply an emergency. But I want Che and I to be able to travel and go to other places. So that's what we save up, We set a kind of have a goal. Well, we'd like to maybe visit 1 or 2 different places, and then we figure it out, and then we go. And then we just live life back in Dumaguete until the opportunity presents itself. Dumaguete is 1 hour ferry to Cebu Island or Siquijor Island if you want more R&R. Exactly, which you'll be able to see when I cross the street here, where the port is, which is going to be to my left, Siquijor Islands to the right. Yeah, you just kind of weave in between all this. Somebody they'll slow down. Nobody's like in a hurry. The key here for expats is to find a nice, and not Pinay, not gold digger ones that you can live life to the fullest. You're exactly right. Now there's the port. So literally, you just walk down here from here and right to the port. You get on the Ocean Jet, which is a fast boat. In 30 to 40 minutes, you can be at that island. It's behind that yacht right there. Dean McCann, yes, I'm in Dumaguete. Beast Pop, oops, I didn't want to do that. Beast Poppin says, my father was in the military, served in the Vietnam War, and took his own life, so I grew up back and forth in the Philippines. Beast Poppin, I'm sorry to hear that. You're a great individual, and I'm always here for you. So, and you're always there, been here for me, so I appreciate that, and I'm sorry to hear that, Beast Poppin'. I'm sorry to hear that. Fortune says, I gotta go. Thanks all. Thanks, Fortune. But I'm always just amazed by the coconut trees. I get excited over something simple as coconut trees. Hello, have you ever eaten banana Q? Oh, yes, I've eaten banana Q. Che, my girlfriend, has made it. I love banana Q. The first time I tried banana Q, it was on the street. Now, the oil probably wasn't the best oil, but it was good. I wasn't sure what to expect because I love bananas, and to get a deep fried banana, basically, a banana Q. But I know some people have done banana Q like in a grill style form as well, like not in oil. But Che would make it, we'd buy better oil. Banana Q is good. It's really good. A lock on a door is definitely an illusion of security. Yeah, docile like winter catfish location, Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines, that's where I'm at. Bees Poppin says, love your brother, all good. Yes, my father was Australian, my mother was Filipina. Sounds like that's probably why you're so good looking, Bees Poppin. You got Australian and Philippine mixed together and they created a handsome son. Guapo son. Gold Magic Fire says, oh, nice. Yeah, it's like I said, this is what I get to see when I'm out walking. And the breeze off the ocean feels so good. This is where I get to cool off a little bit. Bees Poppin says, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Just preaching facts. Sour -1 says, do women there drink beer? Yeah, they drink beer. Not all of them, but yeah, there's girls that drink Red Horse. There's girls that drink mixed drinks. There's girls that like enjoy social drinking. Yeah. Some drink, some don't. It's like anywhere in the world, you know. Summit Nagar says hi. So I says, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. I'm happy as all can be, loving life, sharing my live stream with people on my daily walk. But I'm doing good. Dean says, is it safe down there? I think it's safe. That's not to say it's safe proof, like there's nothing that could go wrong. Of course, it's like anywhere in the world, but I don't have any issues, nothing. Everything's good. I pay attention to my surroundings, and but I always feel fairly safe. I never feel unsafe. Khan Aga says, do you think it's possible to cook this fast food at home? I want to cook banana Q at home for once. You could do it at home. Just get some bananas. There's so many different varieties of bananas here. I forget the one they use for banana Q. It's like a smaller banana. I never realized there were so many variations of bananas until I got to the Philippines. It's safe, and I walked around at night in Manila. Yeah, that's the way I feel. I mean, I don't know. There's some guys on their boat. Is marijuana legal there? I think it's illegal. Sour -1. I think marijuana is illegal here. Papa Gear. Hey, Papa Gear's here. You know what? You're here all the time. I need to add you. You can take care of business. Brian Hall says, do the 5 island tours in El Nino better than Hawaii? Yeah, I would like to. Palawan's the #1 island on my list. A-Quest. That's the place I want to go. Whether it ends up being the first island I go to, probably not. Palawan, I'm going to have to save up a little extra for that. That's a nicer, more expensive place. And heck, when you go that far, well, I mean, it's not that far from here, but that's probably somewhere where I'd want to go for at least, I don't know, a couple weeks. But I'll figure it out. When the time's right, it'll happen. Bees Poppin says, let's go, everyone. 94, let's go. A-Quest says, I love living in Palawan. Yeah, when I see Palawan, I'm like, it's got my name written all over it. It's very beautiful. Some of the most surreal looking. I mean, and I've only seen video. I can't imagine what it's like, you know, real. Marijuana is legal only in the States. Kurt Balding says, hi. A-Quest, okay, I got that one. Is Malali says, check out the karaoke bars. I love karaoke. Sen Faru says, the only truth you find at the top of the mountain is the truth you brought with you. I like that. That makes sense. Illegal and you will spend a year in jail. Yeah, marijuana. I'm kind of going back here real quick. Chief says, I'm a social drinker. You'll never meet anyone as social as me. True that. True that, Chief. You're an amazing social drinker. Marijuana. Cali says, where is this? Dumaguete, Philippines. That Cali 741. California, yeah. Dumaguete, Philippines. Aquest says the pearl merchants are everywhere. You know what? I've never noticed the pearl merchants. Now that you bring that up, I never even noticed. I didn't even know the pearls were a thing here, but I guess it would make sense. I do see a lot of, what is it? With pearls or in clams or whatever. Dean McCann says, what's your name, by the way? Oh, my name is Michael. And if you didn't catch it before, I always try to remember to say this. From the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania my entire life. With the exception of 2 years, I did live in Florida. And if I was still living in the United States, obviously I'd still be working. I would hopefully be back in Florida because that's my preferred climate. But I could still be in Pennsylvania. But yeah, my name's Michael. Kyle said, you are safe as long as you observe your surroundings. Never put yourself in any situation that will put you in harm's way. Exactly. That's exactly right. And you know, I'm always aware and just like, don't take anything for granted. But I do feel very comfortable here. I do. I never feel, I'll go up this way. I never feel uncomfortable. I really don't. Sometimes I feel like I feel safer here than I did back in the States. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but sometimes I feel that way. The attitude with everybody here is so much better. Everybody's happier. At least that's what I see. I just see more people happy, smiling, despite anything that's going on in their life. The majority seems like they have a positive attitude. Carrie Sloan says, Michael, I'm so jealous, seriously, LOL. If I was there, I'd be laying out in the sun every day. That's all right. That's good. You probably don't have to do as much as you think because the sun's stronger here, but I'm an advocate for daily sun, daily sun, getting a certain amount. I actually have an app on my phone that controls how much is the daily allotted amount of direct sunlight. Not just random like shade, sun, because the sun is definitely, you're closer to the equator here, so it is stronger. But you feel better when you get sun. You get the vitamin D, you do it right, you'll be fine. Your skin adapts, gets darker. Now I put natural zinc on my face, not chemical induced sunscreen. I don't touch that garbage. Anything, it's all natural. Let me see, hold on, I'm going back to these comments. You should get a motorcycle, says Dude, Nah City. Alex says you should go to the Why Not. All right, you want me to go past the Why Not? I can do that for you, Alex. Port the Princess at Public Market. You can get beautiful pearl strands, good prices. All right, I'm gonna have to look for that now. Now you have me curious. 6 Points says, yay, 100 thumbs up. Thank you, 6 Points. I appreciate that. Papa says, I'm 53 now and kind of thinking of retiring at 55. I still don't know, but I would love to go there just to explore. And that's the best thing, best advice right there. Just at least come and explore, see if you would like it. If you have some time, people always ask me how much time do I think would be good enough on your first trip. I mean, my initial, when I first came here, I was supposed to stay for 2 months, although I extended. But I'm glad I at least got 2 months. I don't think like a couple weeks would be enough to truly understand and live the culture a little bit and make a decision like that to like live here on a more permanent basis. At the very least a month, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. You could maybe come here in 2 weeks and be like, hey, I know I do or I don't want to live here. I'll go past Why Not. It's right down here. How many white people on average did you see there a day? Actually, well, there's some sitting right down here eating at this restaurant. I mean, definitely there's more Philippine people here, which, you know, I'm okay with whoever I see. But yeah, see, there's... thank you. I'm looking on Google Maps. Yeah, I've eaten here. There's a bar here too, like a nightclub, but this is like a place you can eat here too. I've eaten right in here. I usually sit right there. But yeah, this is why not? You can eat there. They have a bar, like usually at night you can go in there. That's where the bar is on the weekends, and dance music. But yeah, here I can step back. You can see it a little better. But yeah, that's the infamous Why Not right there. And then you got other places all along here that's all along the boulevard. But it's neat. What I like is when I sit here at Why Not in the morning, if you come here for breakfast, you see right across the street. You just got the view of the ocean, you know, when you're sitting there, unless there's a big truck in the way and you can't see. But yeah, I usually sit right on the end table right here and just enjoying myself sitting out here for breakfast. Mickey, good morning, Mick Gray. Hello from the UK. What's your plans for today? Well, other than my normal walking schedule routine, nothing really, which is fine. Just random, get my exercise in while I do the live stream, and then if I end up, you know, I stop for a coffee along the way or a coconut water. Simply having fun doing this. Taking requests from people if they want me to stop by somewhere. Daryl Johnson says, where are you now? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, Daryl. Welcome, Daryl. Where are you from, Daryl? Dude and city. Do you get sick adjusting to the Philippines? Are you saying like sick from the food, sick from... I mean, some people, I guess, have problems even adjusting when they first get here to the time change. But if you're saying about the food, I didn't have to adjust the food. But I don't eat any. See, this is this motorbike I saw before. I want to show you guys. This is a nice motorbike, and it's in the same spot. But this is nice. I just like the whole setup. I ran into this not too long ago, and this is about the only distinct colored motorbike I could actually find it. Like, you know, I was parked amongst a lot of other cars. That bike's sweet. I like that bike. Daryl says, love the oceanfront. Yeah, me too. How much for that bike? I don't know. I have no idea, but it's very nice and it stands out. Has a nice, unique color. Because I always joke, like I said, when you're parking your motorbike somewhere and you got like 50 other ones, they all look almost the same. Here, I'll go back. I don't know if it was like a Honda. Let me see what the logo is on it. I'll go back. Vanessa says, California. Hello, Vanessa. Hey, Island Dad. I have no adjustments. Love it in the Philippines. Yeah, see, I don't have any adjustments either. I just, you know, I don't eat any stupid food, but this bike's nice. Yamaha. I see Yamaha right there. But that's like I said, I don't know if it's custom painted job, but it's really nice. I think that bike is really nice. I like even how the fanciness of that's nice. I don't know a lot about bikes, but I just think it looks really nice. But welcome, Island Dad. I gotta take care of you too. You're gonna be blue now, Island Dad. Welcome, Josh Moore says Honda. Yeah, you've been here before too, Josh. I need to start taking care of you guys, making you blue. Moderators, you can take care of business if you see people that are trying to bring misery to the live stream, which unfortunately that happens. Foozles, California. Thanks, dude. Yeah, Philippines. Yamaha. The handlebars are awesome. Yeah, I like that bike. Like I said, I saw that, like, I don't know, within the last week. So somebody, whoever works in there or something, that's why that bike's there. But I saw it before and it just caught my attention. It's the only bike I ever noticed like that. But you can see over there to the left, that's my coffee shop that I go to, But First Coffee. My favorite place, been going there ever since I arrived here in the Philippines. Daryl says, added a like, stay safe, my bro. Thank you, Daryl. Hope to see you again. If you haven't subscribed, anybody, and you're interested in just being a part of an American's journey, feel free to do so. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and helps my channel. Hey, helps my channel grow. I'm gonna cross here now because I'll never get across if I don't go. You change your routine walk. I don't, only when I'm alone and by myself and not doing a live stream, I kind of have a particular path that I stick to. But when I'm doing a live stream, I kind of just zigzag everywhere, just to go up and down various streets, some of the same ones, but try to hit different ones. Again, I always tell people, this is where I go and buy my clothes, tops and bottoms. If I need t-shirts or stuff like that, I go right in there. Very inexpensive. You can find, well, at least I think they're authentic name brand, but it doesn't matter. You can get a nice t-shirt for 200 pesos to 300. And all right, so you're watching from Portland, Oregon. Well, that's awesome. Island Dad says he likes my city walks. Yeah, I mean, I'm walking already. It's like I tell people, I'd already be doing this, and I don't mind it. Sometimes I actually see things that maybe I didn't notice before, believe it or not. As much walking as I've done here in my life, in my year here, I shouldn't say my life, a little over a year. And yeah, I like to say I know my way around Dumaguete fairly well. A-Quest says, I'm also in Portland, Oregon. Well, welcome from Portland. Kansas Owen says Utah. No, not Utah. Dumaguete, Philippines. Kansas Owens. Chunli, I'm worth over $1 trillion. Well, that's awesome. $1 trillion USD or $1 trillion pesos. Dean McCann says, dude, oh, he's from Florida. Dudell, Na City. Dean McCann's from California. NG Tuang says, missing back home. Thanks for showing around. Yeah, I love it here, and I'm glad I can, bring you back home. That's awesome. Alex says, how long are you going to be there, or do you permanently live? Well, hold on, why is this sticking? For now, I'm permanently here. The only way I'm going to end up going back to the States is, like I always say, the most unfortunate reason to go back to the States would be because I have to see my parents because something happened to them, but this is what I mean, where a lot of these bikes look a lot of alike, but that paint job on that other bike looks so unique. There's a KFC in the mall, the Robinson Mall. There is a KFC in the mall. These Papa says, thank you to everyone for showing love and giving love to the channel. Everyone, God bless you all. Island Dad says he's in Michigan. A-Quest says medical. I don't know. I don't have medical, if that's what you're asking. But I always, like I said, where's your motorbike? Can you find it? I know I couldn't. Like I said, that's Lee Plaza. Yes, there is a KFC, Sour -1. Robinson Mall. I was at the mall yesterday. Sometimes I walk to the mall from here. Just depends. Sometimes people request that I go to the mall, and sometimes I do it. I guess you don't have to pay for parking over there. I guess in a way you don't, but in a way you do. Because when you give your bike to one of they have like parking attendants, the guys in the orange vest, you give them 5-10 pesos, like they'll get your bike and take it out of the spot and position it so you can pull away. Like you can't see like the guy over there in the orange vest, and then they put the other guy's bike out. So in a way you do pay, it's very cheap. Basically it's the guy just fitting as many bikes in that parking spot as possible, and then when you go to leave, he'll get your bike out and you just give him a tip. Diane says it's Jackson, Michigan. Thank you, Jackson, Michigan. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Jason's here. A lot of people from Michigan. Stay warm. That's all I can say. I wish I could send you some of this warm air if you're a warm weather person. Ravika says, where are you, bro? Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at, Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm from the United States, but I'm here living abroad in the Philippines. Throw dummy, it's 1 a.m., so that means, well, if it's 3, 2, so you must be like in Midwest United States. It's cold tonight in Portland, Oregon. Island Dad says, I'm in Manila, but grew up in Michigan and left from Northern Colorado. Oh, all right, Throw Dummy says yes. Did you say where you're from, Throw Dummy? I apologize if I missed it. I'm doing my best to keep up with these comments. Mike Curley says, I'm living in Lilon, Cebu, American, retired, 6 years living here and he loves it. I love hearing that. I love it here too. I'm happy as all can be. All right, Throw Dummies, Milwaukee. Maxwell says, what was your occupation? Well, majority of my life, my career, and it was like basically just about 25 years total. I worked for FedEx, Federal Express. I was a ramp agent / call it like a load master at the Harrisburg International Airport. Basically weight and balance on planes and basically managing people, keeping everything, logistics, keeping everything going. That was my job. I basically was responsible, basically signed your name on a lot of things. Yeah, logistics at the airport, dealing with the airplanes. And then I transferred when I was living in Florida. That's when I was working in Florida for 2 years. That's who I'm getting my pension from. So thank goodness and thank God I had the pension from FedEx to allow me to do this right now. Deanne Duran says, I'm in Northern Colorado, but from Southern California. Well, welcome, Deanna. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Beautiful day. I don't know, 85, 86 degrees right now. I'll go back up towards the public market again. Is that where you got Castaway? Yeah, I got the name Castaway. Well, not from FedEx. That's, a lot of people were saying that, and I didn't realize that until after the fact. Originally, I got Castaway just because I'm on another island, although I'm not shipwrecked on the island. I thought Castaway was kind of unique, and then Drift is because I'm just like a piece of driftwood floating down the ocean, a stream, or on a whatever, just floating my life away, and wherever it takes me is where I'm going to be, peaceful, stress-free. So that's why I came up with Castaway Drift. I did have a different name prior to that. And then people were like, Castaway, when they learned that I worked at FedEx. And then I was like, oh, no kidding. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until after the fact. And I was like, isn't that a coincidence? Yeah, I don't have a volleyball named Wilson or anything like that. Yeah, Josh, Palawan, first and foremost. That's first and foremost. That'll be some good videos for YouTube of my travels in Palawan. I don't know about being able to do a live stream. It's difficult to get a signal in certain areas, and Palawan, I don't know how good it is for 5G in Palawan, but it might be better than what I realize. Philip Montgomery says, LOL, I am sure you more than earned the pension from FedEx. Yeah, I did. I did very well for myself, and I'm thankful and blessed. A couple years when I was working at FedEx, I kind of more or less just focused on work and getting some overtime and sacrifice doing stuff, running around, bar hopping, being crazy and spending money. I kind of made like a 2-year sacrifice. I probably could even have sacrificed even more, but I just went on like a 2-year thing where I wasn't spending as much money as I normally would, and I think I benefited from it now. That made a huge difference. Yeah, Boracay is another one. That's another place I'd like to visit. That wouldn't be as a difficult of or expense, travel-wise to get there and stay there. Palawan, more so. Josh says, do you have pocket Wi-Fi? If not, look into it. I need to look into that, Josh. I don't know anything about pocket Wi-Fi. The only things I've heard mentioned were obviously Starlink, but that Starlink Mini, that might be a little difficult for me to walk around with a Starlink Mini. Hey, hello. And then you have, you want to, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I would eat fruit, but then I'd be picking that and that stuff's sticky. Pizza Head said, did you buy a house there? No, I'm just renting for now. No plans, immediate plans to purchase any home. Plus, purchasing a house or building a house, I need to have I need to be married, have a Filipina wife to get involved with that. They don't let, foreigners buy up all the land here. You have to have a Filipina wife. It has to be in her name, from what I understand, which makes complete sense. NZ Coin says, watching from New Zealand. That's awesome. Papa Gear says, we are a partner with FedEx in the Philippines for 20 years. I'm an equipment operator there in Manila before going to Kuwait Airport. That's awesome, Papa. That's great. Yeah, I had to learn. I had to be certified in everything as a ramp agent working at the airport. All the equipment up to various A300, Airbus, different types of Boeing 727s back in the day, 100, 200s, A300s, all different airplanes that, if you would get a different type of aircraft, you had to get different container configurations. And yeah, always learning something new at FedEx. But I got to learn a lot and work around airplanes the majority of my career. NZ Coins says, like 114, a new subscriber. Thank you very much, NZ Coins. I appreciate that. And again, I don't show my face that much because that's not what's important. It's what I see. But my name's Michael, from the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania the majority of my life, with the exception of 2 years I lived in Florida. Now I'm just living abroad in the Philippines, and I love it. Out doing my daily walk and sharing it with you guys. But I'm doing good. 09 proud vet. I'm doing good. Aquest says, I'm going to have my Filipina daughters own the next house I get in the Philippines. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Chief says, NZ Coins, thank you for subscribing. Barat169 says, can you create a company or something which you can buy land, the company can rent to you? I don't know about that, Barat169. If Fortune was still here, he might be able to answer that question, but that's something I'm not completely sure about when it comes to like having a company and then land and stuff like that. Maybe you could rent like a empty facility store, a building, and then run your business out of that, but that I don't know. Jason says, interesting hearing about your FedEx job. Yeah, that was a big part of my life. That's basically what set me up to do this right now. Is Florida the same season in the Philippines? Like I said, a friend of mine who lived in Florida all his life that I met here, he said he felt like Florida was more humid than here in Dumaguete. But he said it's just hotter here. Well, the strength of the sun is stronger, but right now it feels pretty good. I mean, I'm sweating a little bit on my face, but there's always a breeze here because you're so close to the water. Hey, oh wow, Anthony sent like a gift. I see Kyle Staban sent a gift. Thank you very much, guys, or girls. I don't always see them popping up. Yep, says 80 to 40%. Thank you, Hilda Shaw. Wow, you guys are just being so generous and polite. I greatly appreciate that. I'm just glad you guys are here sharing in my daily walk in the Philippines. Hello. Everybody's so nice here. That's what I love the most. I'm a Filipina girl. You can marry me and buy a home for me and put FedEx post. Oh boy. What does it cost you to live there? Diane, That's a tough one to answer, and I always give the same response because it depends on your lifestyle and what you want. If you would live here, like what would be good enough for you? My current apartment situation is studio apartment, very small, but that's okay. I'm not here to live in my apartment. Double-sized bed, air-conditioned refrigerator, kitchen, couch, heated shower, pool on site, gym on site, and Wi-Fi. 24,000 pesos a month, which is equivalent right now to like $405. And then you pay the water and the electric, which it's not very expensive for me because I don't run the air condition because I'm never home. I run it when I sleep, but I don't run it like I'm not hanging out at home. So I'm sure your electric would be a lot more if you're somebody that likes to hang out at home all the time. Can you get beef cuts there? Oh yeah, you can get all sorts of stuff there. In the public market especially, but you can go anywhere. The food are really cheap though and fresh too. Well, yeah, like when you get, especially fish and seafood, that stuff's right from the ocean to the counter. Still Christmas there. I can see all the, yeah, they still have the stuff hanging, which I kind of like that. It looks, I don't even think about it being Christmas decorations. It's just pretty decorations. I wish they'd just leave it up all the time, especially at night with the lights and stuff. Brian says, I lived in Hawaii 7 years, better in the Philippines. Puerto Princesa has world's biggest pearl. Brian, good for you, Brian Hall, that you could actually live in Hawaii for 7 years. I had a friend of mine that I worked at FedEx with. He had an opportunity to be a manager in Hawaii. I don't know if he's still there. I know it's very expensive to live in Hawaii, but he did enjoy being there. He always felt so far away from the States, and now that I'm here, it's kind of funny because I'm a lot farther away from home than he was being in Hawaii. But yeah, he was a manager for FedEx in Hawaii. Yeah, Kyle, I prefer to live cheap, inexpensive. I am rent-free. You just have to plan and predict your future. Yeah, I don't want, even if I had even more money coming into me, I'd probably be saving it, and it would just go towards traveling. I wouldn't be buying material things with that extra money. As long as I got my good walking shoes and, I don't know, shampoo, toothpaste, personal items, I only need 10 to 12 t-shirts, a week's worth of socks, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need much because at some point I could just decide, hey, I want to go live here or go live there, and I just want to be able to pack up and go. I don't want to have a lot of stuff. Debt's here. Hello, Debt says, hey, Michael, holidays are over, back to daily grind. Xmas tree is still up though. Yeah, I'm usually pretty bad. When I was in the States, my Christmas tree would probably be up till February. I was too lazy to take it down. Plus, I thought it looked so pretty turning it on at night. Pizza Head says, I'm living in St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah, when I lived in Florida, I lived in Stuart, Florida, and Palm City, Florida on the East Coast. I love Florida. I mean, that's where if I was still in the States, if I wasn't in Pennsylvania, I'd go back to Florida. That's where I prefer to be. I don't like the cold winters. Any savings if for the future, don't ever live for now. Exactly. But again, like I don't spend that much during the day. We eat a lot of, buy grocery shopping, do a lot of cooking at home, which I did the same thing in the States. I didn't go out to eat all the time. I cooked at home. I preferred to cook at home. Plus, it's obviously cheaper, and I think you can cook better food at home than you can get eaten out. And I had the same mentality here. Is that a school zone there? Not really. I just think it's just a walking zone intersection. I mean, there's usually kids walking there's schools all over the place here. They could either be going to Silliman High School, which is right by Silliman College, and then they have schools all over the place. You have students in different uniforms. I don't even know how many schools they have in Dumaguete. Dude says, you were only 1 hour south of me. All right, so because I remember when I would go to Orlando, go to Universal and stuff like that. I think it took us like an hour to an hour and a half to get to Orlando from Palm City, Stuart, Florida. But it's always wild because when you went north, you went inland, and it got hotter when I went north, because where I lived in Palm City and Stuart, you're closer to the ocean, so you had more of a breeze. It was always like, it's hot, but it was cooler, versus when we went up to Orlando, it was so landlocked, it got hotter. The basics of economics: never spend more than you earn, always cover your expenses. Yeah, that's kind of how I always lived my life. I did have moments, though, I'll be honest with you. I was making good money when I was, by myself, and I was buying a bunch of crap, unnecessary stuff, too much clothes, too many shoes, just a lot of stuff. And I always say this all the time. I think the reason why I bought so much is I was bored. I didn't have anything better to do, so I would buy things for temporary happiness. And then after a week or so of buying something, then it was back to reality again. Whereas here, I'm not really buying anything, and I'm like happy to wake up every day. Sour -1 says, would you ever get a job there? Like I said, I'm 55. I'm retired. If you want to say YouTube's a job, that's my job. That's it. I do need to get more involved with doing more videos, and I was doing them in the past. But with videos, if I do a video, I want to be able to provide an entertaining type of content. Until I'm doing something, I don't really have. I'm going to do a video. I keep saying this over and over again. I need to do a video on my apartment and the whole surrounding of the studio apartment complex. Do a breakdown of just show where I'm at, how much it costs and all that, and this is what you get. People like informational videos like that if they're ever, considering coming here. So I would do that. But until I go on a trip like with Che and do something, I would just be regurgitating, making videos that, how many other vloggers in the Philippines have made. And for me, would I really watch something that somebody keeps regurgitating over and over? Probably not. Although everybody's experience and opinions are different. I don't really make too many of those videos that everybody kind of already has made. And I can cover a lot of those questions here on a live stream. We haven't seen Che since New Year's. Yeah, she was dealing with the time of her month the other day, not to broadcast that, so dysmenorrhea, so she wasn't feeling too great. And other times, she's either running to the grocery store or she's doing her thing. And again, she doesn't like walking as much as me. Didn't know they exist in the Philippines. Yeah, she doesn't like doing all this walking. She can only last for so long, and then, she's pooped. So I guess she could come with me for a little bit if she wanted to, but that's up to her. Are the people friendly, Zippy's World? They're extremely friendly. Oh, this feels good to me. Yeah, they're extremely friendly. And Lena 2828 says hi. Dean says in about 7 years you can start getting your Social Security. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Shoop's Wood Shop. But yeah, Zippy's World, the people are extremely friendly here. They're extremely friendly here. That's the best part I love about the Philippines, is the people. That's what I love about here. Philip says, do you fish? I have fished. When I lived in Florida, I was taking those deep sea boat trips fishing. I had a blast. Not most experienced, but I did have fun when I'd go fishing, and I was catching things. I haven't fished here yet, so that'll be something on my bucket list to do here while in the Philippines, is go fishing. Alex says, how much would it cost you to buy lunch right now? If I were gonna buy lunch right now, I'd probably get 2 chicken breasts, like barbecue chicken breasts, maybe like a side of rice. It wouldn't be any more than 300 pesos. And that would include like a bottle of water or something. 300 pesos is between $5 and $6 maybe. But the chicken breasts on the stick barbecue are pretty big. That's one place. If I was gonna go to Melting Pot and getting a chicken katsu burger, something like that, with French fries. That's only like 200 pesos. Very, very inexpensive. Have you tried seasick? So yeah. I've tried seasick. It's okay. It's not my favorite seasick, but it's not bad. I like lumpia, chicken adobo. Mr. Rockstar says, hey there. Divey Aurora says, nice. Bronny James, Bron. Okay, you said about the seasick. Yeah, I love lumpia. I think the best lumpia I ever had, like I like it all, but I tried like cheesesteak lumpia here, and it's really good. Yeah, cheesesteak lumpia. I like that because I'm a big fan of cheesesteak, a good cheesesteak in the States. So when I had the cheesesteak lumpia, that was pretty good. But chicken lumpia, pork lumpia, shrimp lumpia, whatever, I like it. Take care. I will tune in again. All right, dude. Hey, dude, before you go, dude, I'm just going to give you the blue. You're a nice guy. You should try lumpia with lugar too and takwa. How far? All right, Bronny. Alex says, how far from there you stay? It's 1.5 miles. If I were to walk back to my apartment, I'd have to go this way. It's 1.5 miles to get back to my apartment. So here and back is 3 miles total. Sour -1 says, I need to move there. Hey, if you can do it, I highly recommend you do it. I would definitely do it. You only live once. Dean McCain says, have you tried their fermented shrimp fry? I'm not sure, and if I had to guess right now, I don't think I have. What is the other thing? I tried shrimp tempura. It's like shrimp with like a breaded kind of coating. I think it's called tempura. Baby Blue says, makes me want to move there as well. All you can do is try. Come here and visit. If you can do it financially, physically, health related wise, do it. Agree, says Island Dad. Joel says, new to the channel, where you at? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, or Joel. Joel de Petro, 346. Dumaguete, Philippines. Mixter Rockstar says, it looks so clean. It's cleaner than what it was. I mean, if there's one thing that Philippines could slightly improve on, certain areas I'm sure are worse than others. The trash cleanup once in a while. But then again, there's areas I remember being in the States that had trash problems too. So it's not like it's just a isolated situation. But I have seen, improvements. But sometimes even when there's trash cans around here, they just see like here, throw it on the ground. And in some instances, I do pick it up. See, that's what everybody, Mexican food. Mexican food's my favorite food. I don't know of many places that have Mexican food here in Dumaguete, but I've never searched it looked that close at it. So maybe that's something I'll look. But my number one favorite food of all time is Mexican food. Second's probably between Italian and, your American. I like a good burger, but I love Italian. And I enjoy Philippine food. I mean, I don't eat Philippine food and struggle to eat it and feel like I'm missing out. I don't mind it. I can eat chicken adobo just about every day. Had chicken curry for dinner last night. My girlfriend made that. Stone Cold says, I've seen a few vlogs on your condo building, but just the 2-bedroom units. All right. Yeah, I'll do, like I said, it's going to be a short video, but it'll just give people an idea. This is what you get for this price. See, they still have the thing here from Christmas still up, but a lot of the stuff they've already taken down, a lot of vendors and stuff. If I was to go there, that's how much I would have. Joel says, oh, dang, LBFMs. Alex says, would you be able to live a week there with you're saying 4,000 USD, Alex? Is that what you're asking? You're saying $4,000 like USD? Because I'm just waiting for Alex to respond. Yeah, see the water? It's clear. I gotta put my power bank on my phone. Give me a second. I almost forgot. The battery's starting to drain. When you do these live streams for this long, it starts to go. Let's see. I don't see it turn on yet. There we go. Now it's on. Now I'm good. All right. Oh, so Alex says yes. Alex, if you have 4,000 USD a month, $2,000 a month, you're living really good. You just basically double that. $4,000 a month here in the Philippines. You would basically, you could probably travel as often as you wanted. Again, I don't know what your taste is as far as where you'd want to live or how luxurious, big of an apartment you'd want. But you would live very, 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 very good here. You could eat out every day. You could do whatever you wanted on 4,000 USD. Very easily, Alex. Very easily. Kyle says, I only healthy food as my medicine because I don't want to end up taking medicine as my food. That's me, Kyle. That's me. And I'm totally against meds anyway. They only temporarily make you feel better, and then I think they have side effects to give you problems everywhere else. Yeah, I'm not an advocate of meds, man-made meds. I'm not an advocate of that. And see, that's perfectly said. Like, I could sit here too and just look at the ocean, although I need to walk because I'm a walking fool and I love to exercise. But that's what I mean. What did Donnie say? I missed something, Donnie, and I apologize. Donnie says hello, and then Donnie says, that's me. Chris says hi. Hello, Chris. Che's still here. Alex, yeah, whoa. All right. Che said she's here at the Boulevard, so it's just a matter of where Che is at. I don't know what end she's coming from. Typically, she comes from the one end of the Boulevard. Oh, okay, about the meds. Yeah, I think there's natural ways. Let's just put it that way. Exactly. It's like masking it. Send signals to your brain. Yeah. When I got like a goofy cold here, which is probably just my body adapting to the different climate here, I just fought through it. I didn't get any medicine, nothing. I just dealt with it and let my body heal naturally to build up my immunity. And hopefully the next time around, if it comes around, it was like an allergy thing. What is the language thing like? For the most part, everybody speaks English here, and then they have their Philippine language. There's multiple Philippine languages here in the Philippines. Here it's Bisaya, but like a lot of people speak English, or if they can't speak it, they at least understand it better than they can speak it. Ande Che says she sees me. I'm trying to walk towards her. I think I see her now. She's down near the coconut trees. I see her. No problem, Linda Dalton. Anything like marijuana there? I don't know. Like, see, I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I'm probably the last person that would know anything in regards to anything that would, drugs or alcohol, I don't know much about. So my apologies. I can't really answer that question. Donnie says I don't take any meds. Zippy says, how's the crime there? Hilda says, seems like another beautiful day in the Philippines. Hopefully you had a good holidays. Yeah, I'm having a great holiday. Tony Cheek says hi. Yeah, you don't need to, Che, you quit modding and stuff. You don't need, it's okay if they ask me about marijuana. It's no big deal. I don't drink or smoke, never did. She's acting like she doesn't even know who I am. Huh? All right. You're just going to your friends now? All right. Say hi, Che. All right. Where are you meeting your friend at?
Here, I'm gonna wait here.
You want me to sit here or you want me to keep walking? I need to keep walking. I can't sit here. I don't drink, but you want to
She's
wait.
coming.
All right. Hold on. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everybody. I'm here now.
Stone Cold Steve was asking. We haven't seen Che since New Year's Eve.
Oh, we did live last New Year, right?
Well, yeah, it's the last time he said he saw you, New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to my friend.
Chief says hi, Miss Che. Donnie says hi.
Hello, everybody. Chief, I'm here. Stone Cold, I'm here.
John Jones says hi. Hello, ma'am. Tony Chief says hi. Is this your
Hello.
lady? Yeah, that's Che. That's my girlfriend.
Miss Lady.
Zippy's World says hi from Delaware. Yeah, I already. Zippy's World. Yeah, you've been in here. That's right. Nice to meet you. People are saying that.
Nice to meet you, everybody that you here.
Half Century's here. Says hello, Che.
Hello. Oh man, you're not single. Oh,
Sorry to disappoint you, Coco. Coco girl.
oh boy.
Dude on roll says hello, Che. Chief
Hello.
says, what does the shirt say?
If you never try, you never know.
If you never try, you never know. And hey, that's like coming to the Philippines. If you never try, you never know. Shadow Band says, good looking couple. Dude on a roll, hello. Hilda says hi. I wanted to read Carrie Sloan. Hey, Michael, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm going to have to head out shortly to work. I will talk to you guys tomorrow in the early AM. Be safe and enjoy your day. Carrie, thank you always for being here. I appreciate you taking the time, especially before you go to work. That's so amazing of you. I appreciate it. There you go. Stone Cold says, good to see Che, smiling face. She's beautiful. I hope you don't mind me saying it. Of course I don't mind. It's okay. Bronny James, Bron says, cute couple. Shadow Band, 4 days, only work in USA. Ugh. Hey, you can come to the Philippines, Shadow Band. It's the end of the world, or anywhere in the world for that matter.
Yeah, we're supposed to be going to Seliman Beach, but her motorbike, her brother using it, and then I said we're gonna meet at Boulevard now, and then okay.
Chief says, two great people.
Thanks.
How much for airfare? I can only, wait, hold on. I can only tell you what I spent coming from Pennsylvania on a one-way ticket most recently, and it wasn't, I didn't buy it in advance. I went home to the States March, flew back out in June of 2025, so I didn't have like much time in between. One-way ticket was like between $800, $900 one way, but Carrie Sloan says hello, sweetheart. Coco Girl, dude on roll says, Coco Girl, I'm single. Anna says hi. So yeah, it was like between $800 or $900, but again, I didn't buy my airline ticket early in advance. I could have gotten a lot cheaper. I knew I wasn't going home very long. Originally, I wasn't going to come back until July, but I came back in June, so that's why I had to spend a little more. It was only one way. I didn't care. I just wanted to get here. Shadow Band says, I'm from near Birmingham, New York. Well, welcome from Birmingham, New York. Annabelle says, which country? Dumaguete, Philippines is where I'm at right now. Dumaguete, Philippines.
I think I see here.
You see your friend? Where is she? Like way down there? Because I see a foreigner walking. I'm like, is that your friend? That big guy?
That's funny.
Like where do you mean?
Oh, she's there.
Huh? In the pink shirt?
Yeah.
She's looking for you. She has a friend that's coming here to meet her.
She didn't know that I'm gonna meet you here.
Oh boy, so you're embarrassing her.
She already get married.
She's,
Her boyfriend foreigner.
well, she's married to a foreigner.
Yeah.
All right. You'll get to meet Che's friend that has a foreign boyfriend or a husband. Well, where's her husband at then?
US.
He's in the
I'm not
U.S.
sure.
Oh.
He's not retired yet because he's 40.
Eric Shingles says we love Filipinos in Australia. Welcome, Eric Shingles. My dad fought in World War II there. Wow, that's what. What is your friend's name? You can. She's embarrassed to be on live stream.
She's a vlogger.
Huh?
Vlogger on Facebook.
Oh, she's a vlogger on Facebook. So she's married to an American who's back in the States.
Yeah.
Where in the United States does he live?
New York.
New York. When's he coming back?
This coming July.
Next July.
Next July, yes.
Wow. Or, well, I guess this July, but. All right, you want me to let you guys go? Where are you going?
Her name is Giselle.
Giselle. Hi, Giselle. Nice to meet you too. All right, well, you two go have fun. I'm going to finish up my live stream soon. All right, see you guys later. Say bye to Che. I don't know where they're going. Goodbye, guys. Bye-bye. I'm going to let them go. What do we got here? An hour and 31 minutes. Have a good time, Miss Che and friend. Bye. Yeah, Niels is here. Hello, Niels. You just missed here, Che and her. Here, I'll go back to him. This is Che with her friend, who's married to an American too, but he's in the USA right now. Here, I'm going to have you guys say hello one more time. All right, enjoy your day. Neil says hello. But hello, Niels. Welcome, my friend. Hope you're doing good. I need to get some water and probably coffee soon. Neil said, okay, he saw them. Travel expands the mind. Yes, it does. I completely agree. Like I said, when you have something this beautiful, in my opinion, it's well worth it. I'm gonna head up this way. And Vip Carl says pretty. Yeah, a lot of beautiful women here in the Philippines. That's why I tell people, even women, like there's foreign women that come here too. A lot of people ask me, do you see many foreign women here? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Probably not as much as foreign men, but there are foreign women here, and some of them, they meet Filipinos. It happens. It's both ways. Dude on Roll says, any plans to marry Che? That's always the famous question. Right now, in all honesty, Che and I don't even talk about marriage. We're still getting to know each other. It takes time. Through learning through other people and stuff like that, there's no rush. There's no rush. I just wanted to come naturally. A lot of times in life, I feel like I've made a lot of decisions in life where you make decisions based off of what other people think you should do. Coming to the Philippines was all my decision. Probably for the first time in my life, truly, I made a decision. You know, I had people that thought I was crazy for coming to the Philippines. You know, and those are people that have never been here. I always look at the bad side of things. Oh, you go there, this could happen to you. Yeah. Same things could happen in the U.S. It could happen anywhere. So you had the naysayers, but I didn't let that affect me. I came here and did what I wanted. And I just did what I wanted. And for the first time, I mean, I think I made a pretty good decision. I'm happier than I've ever been. And so like when things like marriage or even having a child or anything like that, honestly, and Che even knows this, that's like the furthest thing from my mind right now. There's too many things I want to do and see right now. I do them with Che, we're together, but I don't have any inclination, you know, I don't think about marriage and anything like that right now. Neil says, I'm on video chat with my wife, Jane, also. That's awesome. I appreciate you being here and hanging out. Diane said, just realized I haven't seen one cop. Yeah, you see like security guard kind of guys, but you don't really see cops. Now there's like these street kind of cops. They're like on faster dirt bikes. that they have like this kind of siren on their bike. Now, there's a police way down there. I can see it. Tony Cheek says, am I going to bring her to the U.S.? Che has no desire to go to the U.S., believe it or not. She has no desire. If that ever happens for whatever reason, so be it. But yeah, I don't plan on going back or living in the U.S. Other than to visit. I think my home away from home is going to be here. Not to say that that can't change, but she has no desire. I know a lot of Filipinas, maybe some of them have a desire to live in the U.S. She doesn't have any. That she said to me in her words, she says, Michael, I have no dreams to go to the U.S. She doesn't, that's not important to her. Yeah, Anna, that's exactly right. Annabelle, stay in the Philippines if you're happy. Yeah, I'm happy here. And she's happy here too. Like, this is her country. Yeah, she's not interested in the U.S. It's not important to her, and I like that. Annabelle says, I'm Filipino. That's great. Thank you for visiting my channel. Where are you, in the Philippines there, Annabelle? Are you in the Philippines? Tony Boson says they are very good people. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I love it here. It's the people. First and foremost, it's the people. All right, Annabelle says she's in the UK right now. I got you. Well, I'm at like 137 minutes. Yeah, Daniel, I never said I was important, but I guess maybe you're speaking, you know, usually when people make comments, that's how they feel about themselves. So they try to deflect their feelings on other people. So Daniel, I feel bad that you don't think you're maybe special or important. As far as I'm concerned, we're all special in our own unique way. But sorry to hear that, Daniel. Maybe things will get better for you. Mike, enjoy your time with your girlfriend. Exactly. Lynn, I'm just going to call you Lynn, says, I'm in Texas. Well, welcome from Texas. Spoken language is what there. Well, here in Dumaguete, it's Bisaya. There's many dialects of Philippine language here. Here in Dumaguete, it's Bisaya. I know very little. Rosita says, hi, sir. How are you? I'm doing great. Living my life to the fullest, happy as all can be here in the Philippines. Everybody call me Lynn. Lynn, you got it, Lynn. Annabelle says, just be careful. Yeah, always, Annabelle. You got it. Like I said, I don't just walk around here in the Philippines, you know, carefree and like not paying attention. I pay attention. I'm the same as I would be in the U.S., you know. I don't take anything for granted, and yeah. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up this live stream. I need to take a water break, maybe get a small cup of coffee, and I'll be good. Zippy's World says, how long can you stay there? I can stay here up to 3 years consecutively until I would basically have to leave the country, and then I can come back. I don't know if it's like you leave for a few days and come back. I don't know if it's like a 24-hour thing, but yeah, you can stay up to here to 3 years consecutively before you have to leave. But I anticipate I'll be traveling to some other country before 3 years, and then that cycle will start all over again. But have a good day, everybody. Thank you so much for you guys all being here. I'll be back tomorrow around the same time. Walk and chat, Half Century. Hey, have a good day, Half Century. Lynn, nice to meet you. If you haven't subscribed or given me a like before you exit the live stream and before I end it, please give me a like, subscribe. Hope to see you guys again. Again, bottom of my heart, appreciate you guys taking your time to hang out with me. It means more to me than you realize. Without you guys, none of this matters. So God bless. See you guys again. Love you. See ya. Peace, love, happiness.